Thanks for coming in today. I know it's early, pain in the ass to get in here just at 7:45, but appreciate you coming. I'm gonna try to make it worth your while. Now I'm gonna begin with a little bit of like super technical stuff because I really want you to know why, if I were to put, using club points in relations to our product, I actually use it as kind of the last thing that I would do with it. And remember, my lens is a little bit different. It's unique, right? I own a Marriott deed, and then I own Sheraton Flex. So, understanding it from that perspective, guys, I'm telling you, this information I'm providing is not like for you to teach customers, but it's for you to understand, okay? Club points, very few resorts that Marriott Vacation Club sells actually, and I'm talking about the history, selling destination points. The product, they were the last ones to get into the points game. In fact, my first purchase wasn't even points. It was a 3-bedroom oceanfront unit in Palm Beach Shores at Ocean Point. Gold season, which means I could choose any week in the summer that I wanted. And in the beginning, it was bought so that once a year we got a family from all over together. We'd fill up that 3-bedroom, collect a little bit of the money from them for some of the fees involved, right? And we would enjoy that very traditionally. And then I started trading it with interval weeks and stuff like that. And then even after the points program was created and I researched it and I looked into it, I did not convert over to that program. And I don't still to this day with my week, I do not elect it for points. And just to share with you, it elects for 3,725 points. But I'm going to share with you, if I have to make that reservation using club points, it would cost $4,000. Where's the sense in that? And I feel they do the same thing. Anybody that elects into that program, I'm telling you right now, loses that. That's the only way they can make it work. They have to do what's called skimming. They have to skim inventory. So when I elect my week, they steal a night. Do you get where I'm coming from now, guys? And that helps them be able to fill the pool up with some inventory. Because the only way that a week in Aruba, let's say, will ever show up in club points is if that owner elects it. And you know what? They're not going to. Because if they elect it, they lose a night, and then they lose worth of what Aruba is, either going there, renting it, which a lot of those customers do, or exchanging it through Interval. Because when those weeks owners exchange for a week somewhere else, Interval bribes them with additional weeks. I swear to you. They do the same thing with me with my oceanfront unit in Palm Beach. If I give them my 2-bedroom oceanfront, they give me 2 weeks. 2 bedrooms, whatever the heck I want. And do you know what? They give it to me before they even get my inventory. I could do it request first. That's why it's not as easy as what everything makes it seem from like training and SCT. They make it just seem like you're going to transfer this thing into points and just it's like bon voyage. You're going to go wherever the hell you want. But guys, this is why if we're going to sell this product under what Alan wants us to do with the utmost integrity, we just can't go in there not misleading, but not fully helping these customers out through this, man. It's not going to help the process. Because again, I'm going to show you that you really can't access places like Aruba using club points. I'll show you every month moving forward, and there's just nothing. And the customers complain and say, there's nothing. There is. You just need to know where to go get it. It's just so that is what I'm trying to get after here before I even get into club points. Because everyone might want, well, Brian, why do you hate that so much? I don't hate it. I just think where it stacks with what we sell and the power of that product, I don't understand why it's overemphasis, guys. It's almost like you truly are selling that product to people. That's not, guys, use it as the third option on how to use it. You can use it within our network, you can use it within Nest Network, and you can use it within Interval. And that's it. You don't have to go any deeper, guys, but this is not the end-all, be-all. And the other thing I will share with you, because I'm getting this feedback more than once, because remember, when you ask me to do a Zoom call, I'm going on and doing, you know what I'm doing, right? I'm going in there and actually presenting the product. So, and I know how you guys pitch, so it's not like I'm worried, okay? I'm not sitting up here saying I run into like people that are, flame throwing out there. I swear that's not the case. But there can be better There can be a better way here, right? And when people tell me that they think your SCT is availability, guys, I'm going to say this again. You're going to do two things if that happens. One, they're going to be like, no way, this thing's never, ever, ever, because you could go month by month to every single resort and experience and it's available. Excuse me? It's just a software to give you an example of how many club points it would take for that trip. But when customers leave here, remember, it's all about perception is reality. If a customer looks at that and perceives it as availability, and they even ask that question, we have to catch that right away, right? All right? So let's get in here and look at it, okay? And I'm going to show you how it works, and I'm going to tell you the booking windows and show you around and show you a couple of examples of how many club points work. But remember, this would be option 2. First would be using them in the VSN like I showed last week, and now we're going to go ahead and jump in. But before we do that, I just want to, any general questions about anything, club points, curiosities? Okay. All right, so election, you have to elect by September 30th of the previous year. So let's use the example. If I wanted to elect my 138,000 for 4,000 club points next year, I have until September 30th of this year to do it. The customers do not have to get all irrational and do it right away. I've also run into a couple customers that have been advised just to dump their points in there without any understanding of what they want to do for vacation. So I'm going to tell you what, if that customer wanted to go specific places, they're not going. Shooting you straight. So again, those forums and those social media pages, I understand why. I don't think if I sold club points, I would ever open up a live account like I'm giving to you guys. Never would I. But like I showed you last week, ours is completely different. Okay, so now let's jump into it. Here we go. That's what I thought, Sigma. Thank you. So now we're going to bypass the green section here. And the next section below it is using club points, okay? Now, remember I told you that you can actually go ahead and search for reservations and do all the research behind the trip you're looking to take without doing the election. So at least they do you right that way. So if I did want to go a specific place that was a challenge, like let's just say I did want to go to the Aruba Surf Club. If you irrationally throw your points into a bound, where you cannot undo that. There is no Control-Alt-Delete. Once you do it, you know they want that inventory, so you think they're going to give it back to you because you made a mistake. Okay, I'm just telling you. So now if I go in and I'm going to choose one resort, I can't see this far on my glasses.
You want one chair?
No, I'm good, because I'm out of the camera. That's the most important.
No, okay.
You guys can see me on the camera, I hope doesn't. And I'm just going to search Aruba, and I'm going to do it starting this month. And I'm going to do it for, let's do it for a week, just like a typical vacation. And we're going to go to number of guests, 3. Now, okay, so it's like, oh look, this month they do, but on the fly they do have a 1-bedroom available. Let's check to see what it is. But this is this month, you're going to have to go. Oh, nice. Ooh. What? What in the hell? No, you're not going. Sorry, Mr. Jones, because you only bought $12.75. Okay, all right. So here's another thing. Okay, like they also have control of these charts, man. And they originally set them like they're like everyone's literally a Ritz-Carlton. Yeah. Most of the places that your customers want to go, and I think that our customers to them represent an in-house dream. Don't get me wrong, but I really don't want our customers to give up their flex deed. I really hope they cherish it like I cherish my week's deed with Marriott. I want these customers to cherish their flex deed. So that would be your options available. But guys, watch this. Nothing. No, I'm not doing this to beat down the program. Because right now we can find other ways to even get summer weeks in Aruba through Interval. Right? Because those weeks owners are exchanging it. Guys, do you see why these forums are full of negativity? Now, is it because they can't take the trip? No. It's because the way the system is set up, you've got all these legacy products that have to push a button in order for this to be successful. And when 70+% of your inventory is that, it's a crapshoot every year. Okay? So I hope that helps a little bit. And you wanting to go back to the foundation of what we are blessed to be able to sell. And the reason the company trains you on this is we are one of 2 galleries that sell this, the flex options. And there's enough of it to where we're not going to be selling this soon. So let's dig in with truly what we have. And I know you're still going to use SCT. Don't get me wrong. You can still use all that stuff. But I just want you to really, really just be cautious of advising customers to do things just because. All right?
But
Because again, go ahead.
But talking about availability, I mean, it's better to go over interval.
For certain, see, that's the thing, is this product requires a PhD. And why do you think I'm doing this right now? Because can you imagine, like, you sell the most complex technology in the world and all you know how to do is hit the start button and hope that it lights up and shows what it can do. Guys, this is 40 years of product blended into one thing that is the emphasis, but there are so many other triggers that have to happen for this to be successful. And the more the customer believes that they're leaving buying this, I'm telling you, this can cause chaos too, because they go out and they start reading about this and, no way. Are you going to tell me after what I showed you last week that our Sheraton Flex customers, if they go in the VSN, for most experiences that they want to do, I'm pretty impressed with availability in there. And consistency of the points. And knowing what you have. That's why, like you might go somewhere else and that same unit is half the points, and that might just be because of when they set it up. But what I'm saying is there's just a lot less consistency in if the consumer leaves and this is what they truly think they purchased. This is just a sandbox option, man. And guys, I want you to know it's great for certain things, but it's not the best for a lot of the experiences that our consumers want to go. The other thing you definitely don't want to do, because if you think the Westin point charts are high in Hawaii, go ahead and, you want me to open up some of those? You've got 8,000 point 2 bedrooms in Hawaii. Come on, guy, come on. You're telling me you got to be executive plus to get a 2 bedroom for a week in club points? No, man. You can own 60. You can own 67.1 and go to Hawaii. Agree. 2 bedroom. Have you guys seen them live? Right? Mm-hmm. Live and in action. So that's why I just don't. Yeah, it's a great option, and we'll show you. So, and I like that you can go ahead and look for the reservations. But let's do this. Now that you kind of see that, when you do actually use this for the right places, and you're gonna go, I'll show you some availability. But we can even pick like. Because we know some of the point values of these properties, right? Let's see if any of that's available. And then just because we know it's available, and I can show you sort of what it looks like when you're looking for it. Grand Vista here in Orlando, Ocean Point, West Palm Beach, and then we'll just do the same thing. 7 nights, starting in April. Now the search engine for Club Points is amazing, meaning it's going to give you, like Harborside, there's a 1 bedroom available here in April for a week using Club Points. So if you do go over, it gives you the whole entire calendar. I don't know why I did that. What was it, April, right? Why the hell did it go to November? Glitch. Real glitch, huh?
So what you're saying is the Marriott owner is more disappointed than the Sheraton owner.
Yeah, 100%. 1,000%.
There's nothing available.
1,000%, guys. It's not looking. I'm not sitting here telling you that it's like what we do is bad in here, man. Timeshare is timeshare, but don't run around so much like bragging on this. I hear it, Marriott. They go do research. They're not going to see. What exactly you want them to see, guys, at the end of the day. Okay, here's April 2025. So that 1 bedroom for the week is $25.75. How many club points is that? I mean, how many options is that? It's a lot. More than what? I bet you we could go to the VSN and it would be available. For less points. See, here's the thing. Not only when they elected, they skim, then they charge more if you want to go. Guys, remember, you guys give yourself, I'm doing this, remember, this is for y'all, because I know how the hearts I have in here are to service customers. Not all of them. I know that, like, you know, a good chunk of them go out and do their thing, but I've seen you guys come to me with your cell phones, with text messaging. You do not want to ever have to engage in what happened, right? So this is what I'm trying to arm you with. It's not necessarily sales ammo, but just deep understanding of the product that you sell, because it's layered. You have to really peel back the onions to see, to understand why this is even showing up here. Why is this available? Because this inventory was put in there because of elections that people did. All right, so let's go back to the bigger availability so I can show some of that. Let's go back.
Now, what's the understanding of these club points when somebody elects, right? And that week is available. So if somebody picks up their week, does that mean it's automatically gone? So it's just a 1 week?
What do you mean?
Or is there multiple units available?
It's just.
So if somebody buys this now for $25.96, buys that week, the whole inventory is gone?
Yeah, whatever was put in there is gone. That 8 days and 7 nights is
So
gone.
just a one week.
Or it can be broken up, of course, because Marriott doesn't have any limits on that. But yeah, that would be that. All right, but if you look at, let's say, and then even like Laguna Mar, watch this. If you convert over and then even, because I know we always say you can book back into the Marriott properties. In April, let's see if these make sense. Studio 1500, that's 51.7. Are they 67.1? Yeah, all right. A 1 bedroom 21.75, 2 bedrooms 33.25. But not everyone's going to be available. Like, there's only a couple days that are available, and it looks like they're probably all available like toward the end of April. We go out one more month to see if May opens up a little bit. Yeah, it opens up a little bit. You get in there for. But I would think in most of these cases, if we look, we're probably spending more points than you have to, based on VSN. And so I don't know why somebody would convert over to necessarily spend more points, you know. But we can look, you can compare those and do that there. But all right, Grand Vista.
Basically, this is because maybe the conversion ratio was not correct at the very beginning. The 34:26. I mean, maybe it's not correct.
Say that again.
Why should be different? I mean, there is no reason. I mean, the idea of club points and star options is that there is a factor that.
You're converting systems. It's not that simple. It's not dollar. It's not dollar for dollar. How about I just answer the question? You are losing. And if there were like true like integrity in it, and you had to tell your customer that, I mean, remember, it's the only way that technically they can get into the Marriotts, but the share, I would never, that's why, okay, so when I heard a customer say that, oh, they just told me to throw them in there. Well, what are you going to do next year? I want to go to St. John. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? I don't even know, and I'm trying to fix it. I can't. It won't let me reverse it. And you know it was for 2026. Not even 2035. The customer didn't even have to elect if they just would have slowed down. If they just would have slowed down and understood the scenario. But that's why I need that person in the room. By the way, not here.
So, what you're showing us, it doesn't work.
No, it does in certain situations.
Yeah, in
Aruba,
certain
no.
situations, in certain
No, in
situations.
certain situations, no.
What works?
Can they use this to go to Hawaii? Yes, but then if you think they don't have enough because of the Westin point charts, it's not going to be any prettier with the Marriott.
So what's pretty, what
If you go
works?
to Myrtle Beach, it's gonna work.
Yes, right, stuff like that. But if they want
At
to go
the
to
end,
Hawaii,
it's still a traditional
stop.
type.
Huh? Center of the room. Center of the room for a second, please. I want to preface this. I made the statement that I'm not beating. This is matter of fact information.
We're just asking.
I am a proud Marriott owner. But to make a comment that, wait a second, what are you telling me this doesn't work? That is not what I'm saying. If that's what the takeaway from this is, then I promise you we've missed it. I'm telling you there are 3 major sandboxes you can play with this product in, because I don't even count Bonvoy anymore. using it as it is, using it in interval, and using it as the way I'm showing you. I'm just telling you, I'm trying to show you and educate you so that you know. It's not to affect the way you go out and sell it all, man. It's just so you understand. Right? You understand that if this customer does really want to go to Hawaii and is not willing to buy 148,000 star options, then the answer is not to go into here and go. It's to know that you have to go into interval and go with flexibility.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying, guys. I love this product. It's so multi-layered. There's nothing better as far as like what you can do. Like, but it's just understanding scenarios and where to use it and where not to use it. Because look, to come to Orlando for 5 nights for 420, you know, it's in line in a lot of situations, right? I started with that one because it's the black cloud over our industry is the availability, and customers are going to start talking to you about that when you send them in here. So I want you to be educated.
I think the best way is to, if you're not gonna use the options, transfer to Interval International.
Here's an owner.
Yeah.
How many you own?
81.
Would you ever elect for doing? I watch you go and you're on your American Express site. You're on Interval. You're all over the place, and I'm so thankful you're here because you probably don't need to be here because you understand this deep. Thank you, Norris, and I thank you for participating. This is an owner of 81,000 options, and she understands, right? Now just because you don't own 81,000. Doesn't mean you shouldn't know that, though. That's the biggest misconception is I just sell it for a living. I wouldn't do business with that person. I avoid that person when I go into sales galleries. I told you the story about the car dealership, right? Even pulled his manager aside and said, how are you gonna pay that guy anything, man? Can you just give my mother-in-law a discount off the vehicle on my behalf for selling the car for you guys today? And I was sincere, man. Like, I wasn't even trying to beat anybody down. You Bubba in the lot, like, how many horsepower? I don't know. What in the hell is happening right now in my mind, right? All right, go ahead. Who?
So when you own a Marriott Club points, when somebody buys from
Actual destination points now.
Yes.
Okay, that's what we're talking about. That's all they have access to.
that's what they go through.
That's all they have access to. And when they go through interval, they can't go back into Marriotts and Westins. They only can use interval for external exchanging only. Any more questions about what they're actually buying? I don't own that either, by the way, just so you know.
So when you own from Flex, you have more options to use the system. But when you own with Marriott,
Yeah, what I'm showing you here is the only way that those customers can use it. And we have all these other kind of side alleyways to go up that will be far more successful and actually lead to better sales because I've armed you with the live account that you can prove it to people. Do you think on a Zoom call I don't show people, oh look, this reservation's 148.1 and the same reservation is 81,000. Let me ask you what do you perceive a consumer's reaction is when I showed them a way to save 68,000 points? How do you think they feel?
appreciate it.
How do you think they would feel if you actually did that? Please open up the live accounts I've showed you. I've loaded you up with it. And before Julian left for vacation, he went crazy. And you know, he left and he said, oh, thank you so much. All he had to do was see it to believe. Do you understand? To believe. This is not to discourage. This is just to show you the power of what you own and for you to focus on that. Got it? All right, any other questions? Any other questions?
Very good. No. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
I really do appreciate your time today. And it's going to be like Les, I just showed some basic availability, wanted to put the club points into perspective and then have that real conversation. And then I hope that helps. And again, on Friday, we'll do it again.
So
Thank you.